get drones overflying you all the time? Are they annoying you? If you want to work out what you can and can't do legally about that and what you can see from a drone, maybe watch this. We're going to look at two things today. First thing we're going to look at is what a drone can see when it flies over you at your house, in your garden, at the beach maybe. So what can it see? So we're going to do various different heights, maybe from about 5 meters up to maybe 50 meters, and let's see what they can see. Second thing we're looking at is what you can do if a drone flies over your house. Is it legal? Can you stop it? What can you do if a drone flies over your house? I aim to bust a few myths along the way as well that you might have heard or might have got misconceptions about. A little bit of background. The rules have changed at the end of last year, so this is recorded in 2021. The rules changed in December 2020. So we've gone from drones being pretty poor machines where they would struggle to hold their position in the sky to now when a very small drone actually can fly 2 or 3 miles way beyond the sight of the actual operator. We now have 3 subcategories of drones. We have different qualifications. We have the A2 CFC, we have the basic DMARES test, we have people with permissions of commercial operations, we have people with GVC qualification and operational authorization. It's highly complex, but I want to focus today on the smallest of all the drones, which are most likely you're going to see. So we're talking about the sub 250 gram drones, and I've got one just here. This is probably the most popular drone you will find for hobbyists right now. So this drone is under 250 grams. You can fly this drone without any formal qualification. You do not even need to pass basic flyer ID test. All you need to fly this drone is an operator ID, which is fixed just here, but it can be in the battery compartment. As long as it's not hidden or you have to unscrew the drone, that is fine. This drone allows you to fly without any separation distance. You can fly over people, you can fly over cars, you can fly pretty much anywhere. You can fly up to 4 kilometers quite happily. It's very stable in the sky, it's easy to fly. If you release the sticks for this, it will just hover in the sky. Do you think you should have to have a test for this to fly this? Because at the moment there is none. What do you think? Put it in the comments below and let me know. So what is it like when you've got a camera that's flying above your head? How much can that see now? So at the moment the drone's at 2 meters thereabouts, and you can see the video that's coming from that. This would be considered recklessly endangering people that were not involved. So if you see a drone like this, report it to the police. We're now at 5 meters. This is about the height of the spatial socket in your house. So, if I'm looking up, you can probably see me. But what can you see if you're looking straight down? At 5 meters, potentially almost breaking the air navigation order, and you might find that unless somebody's very close to the drone, they lose visual line of sight very quickly because the drone will be low on the horizon. It doesn't take very far to go over, and you're going to lose visual line of sight. Now it's 7.5 meters. This is about the height of most bridges on houses. 7.5 to 8 meters, about that height. And just move it down a little bit. So what can you see from up there? Is that invading your privacy? If you're in a hot tub, what do? If you're not, I don't know. Tell me. We're now at 20 meters, which is about the height of a tree, or most trees. So, is this invading your privacy? Can you see faces? And I'm looking up. Also 20 meters that way, which is about, what's that, 20 meters? About 60 foot away from us. We're going to come and fly over. Could you see me? Now at 120 metres, you can't really hear the drone. But what you can just about hear a tiny little buzz. But looking down, you see very little. You can see an amazing landscape, and that's why people love drones, because you can get a different perspective of the whole world. It looks amazing from up there, but it's not, in my opinion, it doesn't invade anybody's privacy, because if you look at Google Earth, you'll get a better image than what you can see from here. What you get. The big question everyone wants to know is it legal to fly a drone over your property? Well, the answer to that is it is legal. It's not trespass. The airspace is a state asset, and it's owned, obviously, by the state. It's owned by everybody, but it's administered by the CAA, the Civil Aviation Authority. It's not necessarily legal to fly in all airspace, because around airports and other areas there are flight restricted zones. Now, I did a video about how you get permission to fly in a flight restricted zone, and I'll put a link up here somewhere. Please don't cause damage to a drone flying over your property. If you were to damage it, you'll be subject actually to criminal damage proceedings, because that is what it would be. So despite the fact that you don't like it, please don't take it down, don't attack it. Obviously, privacy is a big issue with drones. People believe and think that drones are constantly spying on them, especially if you see one flying over. So as you'd have seen through the videos that we've just shown, it's not always the case. Can you fly in towns and cities? Yes, you can, especially with the sub 250 gram drones. What you need really is the permission to take off and land and operate from a particular space, and you need the landowner's permission for this. Now, it's never really been proven in court if you take off and land, say, from a park like we're in today, where you don't have explicit permission to fly, whether that constitutes trespass or not, or whether if you've been banned from flying in a park by the council without a bylaw, would that constitute trespass? This is a grey area. Okay, so it's better really to play on the safe side than it is to just go and fly anywhere. Certainly you won't want to take off on a road or a pavement when it's busy, because you just couldn't maintain, you can't control that area. And you certainly wouldn't want to be subject to the air navigation order of recklessly endangering somebody. Careful about when you approach a drone pilot. So if you can see they're clearly doing something wrong, then still be careful, because they're flying out to 200 meters at the verge of their visual line of sight, or their visual lock. Then the last thing you want to do is put them off and inadvertently make them break the law, because as drone operators you need to be able to keep a visual lock, or what we call visual line of sight, to the drone at all times. If you want to learn more about visual line of sight, I did a video specifically about that. I'll put it here somewhere. How can I track down a drone pilot if it keeps flying over my house? Well, the best advice I can give really is to try and get some high quality images of them. Can you get a picture of it? Can you get a decent video? Because quite often you'll find they have an operator ID on the drone, and then you can identify the pilot from there. And worst case, if it's not following the rules that you would have learned about in this video, technically you can then report that to the police on 101. You found a drone on your land. What can you do about it? Should you hand it back? Can you withhold it? Well, if you get a knock on the door from the drone pilot and say, look, I think I've crashed on your land, or it's landed, then you don't have to go and open your door and let them go and find it, but you do have responsibility to get that drone back to them. So how you do that is really up to you, but be kind. If you find a drone on your land and nobody's coming looking for it, you might find that there's the operator ID on it that you can track the pilot down. You might find that there's a file on the SD card. Some people put a text file on the SD card giving contact details. There's also websites like Drones Reunited you can check out to reunite that drone with the pilot. There are Facebook groups as well. So if you find one, do your best to get it back to the person. If you found this video useful, please share it with a friend, because we quite often hear the bad things about drones, but very rarely actually see the facts. So I hope this helps you see the facts on what drones really are about and what actually you can see from a drone. Also, I'd really appreciate a little thumbs up and a subscribe. That would be really cool. Thank you very much for your time. I hope the video's been useful.